Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Etta here. I wanted to do a video to go over my review of the 4 Scentsy oils that are coming out for the spring summer. I did a video to do a first sniffs, and I actually tested all 4 of them, the 4 being Cucumber Mojito, Candied Violet and Plum, Seaside Lily, and Sweet Eucalyptus Lime. And if you haven't seen that video, I would suggest checking it out if you want, but I'm going to kind of recap what I did say. Of the 4, 2 of them I was a little leery about. I was a little concerned with the first sniff of the bottle from Seaside Lily and Candied Violet and Plum, mostly because I'm not big on violet. And then I think with the Seaside Lily, I tend to have, I don't tend to like the watery scents too much, even in the wax. I don't always mind them, but they don't usually tend to be my favorite. So there was just something about the scent when I smelled it that I wasn't too crazy about. So what I did is I have this diffuser in here. I have one just like it in the TV room where I spend evenings and work all day. I have the deluxe diffuser in my living room, and then in my kitchen, which is pretty small, it's like a galley size kitchen, I have a small diffuser that I had gotten from Pier 1 a while ago. So I have 4 diffusers set up, and it was 4 scents. So what I did was I started with one in each of the different rooms, and then the next day I moved it. So whatever was in the living room went to here, whatever was in here I used in the kitchen, and whatever had been in the kitchen I used in the TV room, basically kind of cycling them through. And I did that every day for 4 days so that I could test each of the 4 in the 4 different locations, and technically with different numbers of drops, because on the 2 premiums I usually do about 9 drops. In the deluxe, I tried to do 18 drops. And then in the kitchen, it's a small diffuser, so I think I did 6 drops. What I will say is the 2 that I was most leery about actually ended up being my favorites. They are really, really nice. I actually like all of them. I think they all smell good. But Seaside Lily and Candied Violet and Plum were the ones that every time I walked through the room, I loved it. I just kept taking a big sniff and thinking, wow, I really, really like that. The other 2 were also good. But let's say from Seaside and Lily and Candied Violet and Plum were stronger. I like my scents to be strong, even in the wax. It's probably one of the reasons I use so many drops in the diffuser, because I want to smell it. And I purposely, there is wax going in here, but it's it's pretty much dying down, so I just hadn't changed it, and really it's not affecting the diffuser scents. But I tried to not have any wax going so that I could really smell it in the room and really pick up the scent from the diffuser. And the Seaside Lily and the Candied Violet and Plum did the best, especially in the living room. That's one where I would do the red currant raspberry, and I'd mix it, let's say, with lots of lemon, and usually within 30 seconds of me turning that on, if my children are in the room, they'll be like, "Ooh, that smells good." Like, that's how quick they can smell it in the living room, because that's just those 2 together. They're just, and again, I put about 20 drops total in there, and they can smell it, and that's what I like. And Seaside Lily and Candied Violet and Plum, I had no problem smelling in the living room. Cucumber Mojito and Sweet Eucalyptus Lime, they would scent the room, but it would be, if you're the type of person who likes it to be very light, you just want to kind of get a little bit of a scent when you walk into a room, that would probably be more of what you would like. I'm not saying you're not going to like the other ones. You may very well like them. But the other two, I would put on a light to medium kind of scale, and probably smack dab in the middle between light and medium. And then Seaside Lily and Candied Violet Plum, I would say would be a strong medium. I don't find them as powerful, let's say, as the watermelon red berries or the red currant raspberry and Lotso lemon. I find those do really, really well for me. But I could, especially, of the four, I would say Seaside Lily was probably the strongest. And it did such a really nice job of making the room smell really, really fresh. I really like that. When I did it in the deluxe diffuser in the living room, that was the first room I put it in. I remember walking into the living room and thinking the living room smelled really, really fresh. And as I would approach the diffuser, there was a little bit of a scent that kind of bothered me a little bit. Not a lot. It just, I don't know. It just wasn't, it didn't smell exactly the same as it did in the room. Maybe it was just a little bit stronger as I got closer to the diffuser. But as I cycled it through the different rooms, I didn't pick that up anymore. I don't know if maybe my nose just got used to the scent or what, but of the four, I would have to, well, it's very close tie with that Candied Violet and Plum, because that Candied Violet and Plum has an awesome smell. It doesn't, I don't get like candy smell, but you definitely get a sweet smell. So a sweet plum, and I don't get like a strong floral or anything. It's more of a candied plum, like, I don't know, maybe like it had been baked, and so it's got the sweetness of being baked and the sugars kind of coming out. But the cucumber mojito, that one, I get a lot of cucumber. And in certain rooms, I could pick up, I want to say in the TV room, that was probably the one room where I could pick it up the most, where it was more of a mojito kind of smell. In the other rooms, to me, it just really came across as cucumber, like a stronger cucumber water. Again, it's not a super strong thrower, so it just gave this light, fresh kind of cucumber scent, but it was never so strong that I would walk into a room and think, oh wow, this room smells like cucumbers. I never thought that. It just had this freshness in the air. And the sweet eucalyptus lime, that one on the first day that one went into the kitchen. And I was asking my middle son, the one that had made the comment on the apple s'mores, having that scent from Chillin' and Grillin'. I think he does a really good job of picking up on scents. And he has a tendency, like, I'll get close to a diffuser and I'll do this. He actually puts his nose right above it. And he did that with the sweet eucalyptus lime. And he said, that is straight up Fruit Loops. And I said, Fruit Loops? He's like, yep, straight up Fruit Loops. And so I had to go put my nose right up over it so I could see. And it was the lime scent that was coming through. And he was absolutely right. That lime scent came across like a bit of Fruit Loops. Like it had that reminiscent scent of Fruit Loops. And I told him, I said, well, I guess now we know what one of the scents are from Fruit Loops. It's the lime. But originally on Cold Sniff, that eucalyptus smelled kind of strange to me. But not diffusing. It was really, really nice. Again, it was more of a light to medium scent, but it's really, really good. So I would absolutely recommend all four of them. If you like your scents to be on the very light side, you know, not even quite to medium maybe, you might enjoy cucumber mojito and sweet eucalyptus lime more than the other two. And of those two, I would have to say sweet eucalyptus lime I prefer over the cucumber mojito. So if I had to rank them, depending on my mood, I may pick Candied Violet and Plum in first place, but if I'm more in the mood for a very fresh scent, then I'd go with Seaside Lily in first. So those are really like a tie for me between first and second. Then I would go with Sweet Eucalyptus Lime as my third choice, and Cucumber Mojito as my fourth choice. Again, they're all really, really good. I think it's going to depend more on, one, your scent preferences, whether you like the scent of, let's say, cucumber. And do you like the scent to be really light in the room, or do you enjoy it to kind of try to fill the room with scent for you? And I personally like when it's kind of strong. So I am definitely going to be picking up a full-size bottle of Seaside Lily and Candied Violet and Plum. And I just wanted to reiterate that you can't always go by first sniffs in terms of whether you really think you're going to like something. There are times that I can do a first sniffs on something, and when I warm or diffuse, yeah, I was correct to begin with. It just was not to my liking. That has happened. But again, on the oils, those two were the ones that I was most worried about not liking, and they actually turned out to be my favorites. So I hope that you'll give those a chance. I hope that you enjoy them as much as I did. If you do pick them up after you diffuse them, let me know. Let me know what you thought in terms of first sniffs, and then what you thought after you diffused it. I'd love to know if you had a similar kind of reaction to the scents as I did, and I'd love to know which one turned out to be your favorite. So until next time, enjoy your scents, enjoy your day, and enjoy your journey. Talk to you later. Bye.